Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Car Talk and Other Things with Big D and Liam. I am your host, Liam. This is Big D, of
and
course.
I'm also a host.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm trying to
All right.
get in frame here. There we go.
Yeah, there. All
That
right.
works.
Let's see. Today we're talking about our projects, of course, updates on what you're going to see next week that we already recorded. A
Yes.
little behind the scenes. We already recorded it. You're
Yeah,
good,
we recorded this upcoming Wednesday's episode yesterday.
So, yeah. We're also going to be talking about Ford v Ferrari, a new movie coming out. Actually, it came out yesterday.
Yes.
First opening day was yesterday. We haven't seen it, but
No.
we're probably going to be seeing it pretty soon.
Yes, we're going to talk the history on it, though, because...
We're going to talk mostly about the cars behind.
Well, yeah. The cars and the people. Mainly Carroll Shelby. He's a
Yeah.
huge role in all of this.
He's the main character.
Mhm.
Christian Bale's character, what's his name? Miles.
Mhm.
He's pretty much co-star of the movie, but Carroll Shelby's like the driving force all behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about NASCAR. Unfortunately,
Actually, we can talk about NASCAR right now because it's going to be so damn brief. It's going to...
all right, we'll talk about NASCAR first.
Yeah, we'll just get NASCAR done and out of the way because it's so brief and quick. Because, why? Both practices yesterday were full rain outs.
That didn't come out good.
I'm sorry about that. But that's pretty much the same picture, just, yeah.
Different thing.
I was watching this at 5 o'clock this morning in my dark bedroom and taking pictures of the TV. So some of the pictures might be a little blurry. But, yeah, basically we did not have a practice this week for the final race tomorrow because it was literally a double rain out. It pretty much rained all day yesterday.
Yeah, how was it today? Have you checked the...
I haven't checked. We can check on NASCAR.com since we're talking about it. But I sent Liam some of what pictures I could get. I did do videos, individual videos that they were showing of the 4 drivers that are the 4 remaining to win tomorrow. And they did individual interviews with them, and I taped each one of those and went to send them to Liam, and they kept telling me file was too big, can't send.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that, but it was pretty much a relaxed day for all of them yesterday. They were cutting up.
To Miami?
And yes, they are in Miami.
It looks like there's live standings coming out. So they're doing
right now.
Yeah, they're doing. Well, this keeps changing.
Okay, wait, no, that's Xfinity. See how it's see up above. Look where you were just at.
Yeah.
See how Xfinity's highlighted.
Oh, yeah, let's check Monster.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta check Monster. So if Xfinity was
there's nothing.
Yeah, if Xfinity was changing just now, that means
they're racing.
They're either racing or they're qualifying for their race because Xfinity races today or tonight.
So everything might be pushed back because of the rain because everybody still has to qualify.
Yeah,
everybody still has everybody still has to get prepared. So
qualifying NASCAR wise is always on Saturday anyway. So they were interviewing the drivers yesterday and asked them yesterday. If given the choice for today, would you rather have a practice session or a practice session mixed with qualifying or just a qualifying?
Yeah.
A lot of the drivers were saying just a qualifying.
Yeah. Because they can go with if nothing's happened to the track since last year, they can just go with their old setups and figure it out from there.
Well, you got to think the rain has stopped since yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Xfinity's qualifying right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they're putting rubber down on the track.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
At least it'd be exciting. A lot of people not running very good. A lot of things changing hands.
Yeah,
The racing will at least be a little different than what you're used to seeing. So
well,
it might be it might be good.
maybe that's why most of the drivers are saying qualifying only, because then they don't have a chance to adjust their cars. So their cars are pretty much, this is what you got for the race, and
Yeah, you pretty much just got to guess at it and go out.
yeah, and
But like I said,
hope like hell that you can get it done.
A lot of the cars have setups from last year, the last time they raced
Yeah,
there.
well, yeah, they'll go off of their previous notes, and they'll share notes with other drivers in the other forms of racing, like Xfinity.
Because it's Daytona. Everybody has a setup for Daytona.
Well, they're not in Daytona. They're in
Miami, aren't they?
They're in Miami, but they're at Homestead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other track.
Yeah, Homestead. The only time they race at Homestead is the final race of the year.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, however, get this one, guys. The championship race next year, they're not doing it in Homestead anymore.
Oh, really?
The championship race next year is going to be right here in Phoenix.
So they're pretty much, are they cutting a race or
they're getting rid of Homestead.
No, are they going to construction or?
I have no idea.
Oh well, I guess
They're going to have the championship race is going to be here in Phoenix next year, not at Homestead.
It looks like they're just cutting it off. Like they're cutting.
That's what it looks
just cutting
like
the
to
race
me.
off the end of the season. So.
And talk about helping the sales here. Oh.
Oh yeah, that's gonna.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna.
If it ain't sold
crazy.
out already, it's gonna be real fast. So anyway, okay, we've covered NASCAR.
Yeah, I was just going through the pictures. There's nothing really to show.
I was just those pictures. I was just pretty much showing what their air deflector is going to look like for the final race of the season.
Yeah,
on the final four cars that are still in for the championship.
Their rear spoiler.
They're pretty far rocked back this time.
Yeah, they're pretty small actually.
Yeah, they're rocked back quite a bit.
So they're trying to get some speed out of the cars.
Yes, more speed, less downforce.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So okay, standings, yada yada yada. Pretty much, Denny Hamlin's on top. Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, nothing. Really
Okay, my guy to win right now, Martin Truex Jr. in the current standings going into tomorrow's race is going in third.
This has no times, no nothing.
No,
This is just,
no, it's going off of the previous sessions, so that's where their standings are at.
This is their starting.
Yeah, this is where they're going to start at.
If they don't get any qualifying.
Yes, if they don't do qualifying and they do a practice instead of a qualifying, then the race will literally start tomorrow on these standings.
Nice.
So
it's based on their points.
Yeah, that will literally be the starting lineup right there if they.
Got it.
Yeah. If they don't qualify today.
All right. Cool.
All right. Quick updates on our vehicles. Got a lot done yesterday on Darksin, and I mean we're making progress.
Yeah. If we once we get the engine completely tore down and do the bearings.
Yeah, our engine compartment. It might not look like it all that much at the end of this Wednesday's video, but believe it or not, the engine compartment is pretty damn close to being ready.
Yeah, it's a race car, so there's minimal wiring or anything like that. There's no computer stuff. There's no nothing. I mean, it's just a 350, so we don't need a computer. Don't need a big wiring harness or anything like that. Just hook up a few wires and go. And
now the wires that you guys are going to see on Wednesday's video on the fuse block that Liam attached to the firewall panel, they might look a little spaghetti-ish right now.
Yeah.
But they're going to get cleaned up and straightened up a lot better than that. Some of those wires are also the alternator wires. So, because of the way we're going to reroute those wires now, Liam has to extend some of them, so he kind of laid them up and over where he knows what's what, basically. Yeah. So, ignore the spaghetti.
Yeah. It's got to be sorted out.
Yeah.
Things lengthened, things changed.
Yeah.
To the his preferences.
Yes, just pay mainly attention to where the little fuse block is mounted at now, and the fuel pressure regulator's new home. We moved the fuel pressure regulator from the passenger side front fender to the firewall. So, and where I mounted it, it's a straight shot now. So the fuel line comes down the inside of the passenger frame rail, and then now it can literally come up, make a turn, and go straight up into the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator. And then coming out of the fuel pressure regulator, I got a 45, right? I got a 45 with the brake fuel line on it, going straight to where the carburetor is going to be. So it's a straight shot. So it's going to be real clean when we get it hooked up. So, yeah, we're making really good progress. Firewall's got about 3-4 coats of paint on it now. Liam still's got to do the bead of silicone on the inside.
I don't know. I don't know how we keep forgetting to do that.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
The biggest thing, though, that we did yesterday was, for the first time ever since Liam...
Well, don't give too much away.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to give that away. Never mind. I'm just going to say...
They wouldn't have to watch the episode if they told them everything that happened in the video.
Yes. There's some really good big things that are surprises for you guys. Not going to give them away. Just going to say they require the passenger compartment of the vehicle.
Yeah, we get everything pre-fitted, and the things we have pre-fitted. You'll see it when the video.
Yes, it's very motivating. Let's just say that.
Yeah. It gives a picture of what we need to do.
Yes.
And really, if we get the stuff for the floor.
Yes.
We could just do that, and it could be permanently mounted now.
Exactly. If I had the bed liner and the rust paint.
Yeah.
To do the top side of the floor and the underside, then the floors would be done, and everything that we pre-fit yesterday.
Especially with the seats adjustable, you can move them back and forth. Yeah, with the seats adjustable, you can move them back and forth. I already said it.
Yes.
Seats adjustable, you can move them back and forth, and we can still move around them. So
yeah,
they're not.
Well, there's still some other things that we did that yeah. Anyway, it's a really, really good video. Just gonna tell you guys right now, Liam's gonna do the best of editing he can because he's awesome at it. But just a fair warning, video might be a little long.
Yeah, we did a lot.
Yeah.
So I'll try to trim it down and keep things.
Yes.
Keep the talking short and the high speed.
Yeah, but it could possibly be right at 30 or a little over, but not too much. So, just giving you guys a heads up now. It might be slightly long, but it's worth the watch. Don't do the half watch. Don't do the I'm 10 minutes in. No, the whole thing. I'm telling you. Liam vouches for this.
Yeah.
Watch the whole video. It is so worth it.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
I have to edit it first to see.
Yes, but still.
It still might be short. I could probably get it down pretty far.
Yes, just going off of what we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Video worth full watch front to back. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Now to the movie that came out yesterday, Ford v Ferrari.
Yes.
It has Matt Damon, Christian Bale as the main stars.
Yes.
Of course, Matt Damon's Carroll Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't quite look like Carroll Shelby did back then. Carroll Shelby was a little rougher
Yeah.
looking than Matt Damon is.
Yeah.
And Christian Bale's a good actor. He adjusts well, so
Yeah.
he's Ken Miles, the guy who drove the GT40 in 1966.
Yeah.
Which is what this is about. It's about the GT40.
Yeah, it's basically about the movie, of course, yeah, Ford versus Ferrari, but it's basically about the Ford GT.
Yeah.
Because Carroll Shelby completely designed the Ford GT from top to bottom, front to back.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll get to that.
Yes.
Well, first, we're going to go over Carroll Shelby
Yes.
and who he is.
Sadly, he's no longer with us.
Yeah, he died 2012. Rip.
Yes,
but
but one of the biggest influence car guys there is, and yes, he worked for the enemy, but those enemy cars that he worked on are worth owning and driving.
When we talk about enemy, we talk about Ford.
Yes.
But he was actually a patriot. He never worked for any enemy of the United States, that is.
Yes.
He was actually in the Air Force, a training pilot to start out with. He was born in Texas.
And I believe him being in the military
Yeah, Air Force.
is how he discovered the first car that became the Cobra.
No,
Because
he
that was a
actually
foreign car.
after World War II,
Okay.
he started racing because he
Okay.
he liked going fast, and of course, going fast is what racing's all about.
Yes.
So he started racing. He had he had a good driving career. He raced Ferraris. He raced the MG. He raced a lot of foreign cars, so he's used to how they handled.
But he was racing in the GT classes, right? In the early years.
He did a little bit of everything.
Okay. Okay.
He did uphills. He did Bonneville Salt Flats. It's all right here.
Okay.
He raced Ferraris. He used a lot of foreign and European cars.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what they could do. So he had an idea of what a true supercar, sports car was supposed to be like.
Yes.
Big engine, lightweight. Pretty much a rocket ship on wheels.
Yes. Now, not jumping ahead or anything like that, but before Liam gets into this car, you can see it on the screen already. If you guys are not familiar-ish with that car, that is the beginnings of the Cobra.
Well,
the Shelby Cobra.
This is an Aston Martin.
Yes, but
you can see this is the Shelby. Shelby AC Cobra.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see because the Shelby AC Cobra was a foreign car that Carroll bought out.
Yes.
And put a domestic engine in.
And the reason why I'm bringing that particular thing up, since he was on the picture and you were getting the resemblance, you car guys and even you non-car guys are familiar with this car.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most popular replicated kit car in the flippin' world.
And the originals go for millions.
Yes, the originals are crazy, crazy expensive. But if you want a replica, you can build one yourself in your garage for
about $20,000?
Right around $25,000.
Yeah.
So
if you have that kind of money.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a very popular replicated car. Anyway, back to the story. Just wanted to cover that real quick.
All right. I was going to get to it, but sure.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, he started racing. He did a lot of Aston Martins, Le Mans, Ferrari, uphills, Bonneville Salt Flats.
What did he race at the Salt Flats?
Austin Healey.
Huh.
He had international speed records in the Austin Healey at Bonneville Salt Flats. Cover Sports Illustrated back in 56.
I'm curious what all he had done to that freaking... to that Austin Healey at the Salt Flats.
Yeah, it could have been anything. Like we can like.
Oh, like I'm curious. Like, did you? Was it like? Did you have like the original motor and stuff in it, just souped up, or did you like put a V8 in that thing for the Salt Flat Run?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a popular race car.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what he did to his
I think
Salt Flat version.
Well, this is like back when he was just racing. He didn't.
Okay.
He didn't actually build the cars. He didn't
Oh,
modify.
he was just okay. This was back when he was just a driver. Okay.
Yeah.
This was before he was a builder. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he had an autobiography. So if you guys want to look that up and read that, you can go to his point of view about everything.
And for those of you that like audiobook, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can get it on the audiobook as well.
But now to his construction, he started with the AC Cobra. Now this is the AC.
Move your fancy water bottle so I can see the whole screen over there. Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, that's the
AC Ace. This was like.
That's what he bought out to build the first Cobra with, right?
Yeah, he bought out AC, which was. This is 53 to 63. AC Ace. This is what he.
And they were.
This is the original car.
And they were
from Europe.
Where? Okay, so they were a European company.
This is pre-Shelby.
Okay, so this was a European company. Okay.
And this is the Ace, the body that he used for the Cobra.
Okay.
Now, after some modifications, he cut and opened up the grill.
Yeah, pretty much he removed the grill. They're all there's no grill in the Cobras. If you look at the Cobras, it's just an open hole.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
The nose comes down a little more. Then I switch to this. It's pretty much the same thing, but
he's completely removed the grill. It's just an open space for the radiator.
And he changed the bumpers and all kinds of.
Yeah, he got rid of the bumpers.
Well, actually, no, he did.
They're bumper
everything.
Guards, but
it's pretty much the same car. Now that you look at it.
Yeah, some modifications, but not a whole lot.
I think he just beefed up the panels a little bit and changed the wheels and tires.
Now, what did those cars have in them originally for power plants?
You can
Before Shelby got his hands on them, it looks like it might have been inline 6 maybe?
Yeah, it's like some kind of 3 carburetor, probably inline motor.
It might even be a straight flat 8. It's a possibility.
2-liter, yeah, it's only a 2-liter.
Okay, so it's an inline 6.
4-speed manual. Probably even might be a 4-cylinder. Who knows? Oh, it's an L6. It has a 6 behind it, so it's probably.
It's an L6. Yeah.
It's a straight 6.
Okay.
So there we go.
I mean, he picked
Wikipedia for the win.
Yeah, I mean, he picked a good car.
He picked a good base plate.
Yeah, he did.
Wrong thing. Okay, there we go.
And yes, I'm not much of a Ford guy, but the Cobra has always been on my list of cars to own, even a kit car. I've wanted to build a kit car version.
Yeah. Let's put an LS in it, would be fine.
Oh, a twin turbo LS. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's build it as a drag car.
Yes. Those are all fiberglass in the kit car.
Yeah. Let's not get distracted though.
Yeah, we started getting off on the other thing. Sorry. Okay, back to the story.
So, yeah, he bought that company, and of course, pretty much put a 427 in it. What was it? 6.2.
Yeah, he put a 427 in it, I believe, with either a 4-speed,
4.2 liter V8,
with a 4-speed, I believe. Or was it because they had 5? Or no, I think it might have been a 5.
Yeah.
I know they aftermarket kit versions are 5. You can do 5, but
yeah, I don't have the wiki on it.
I'm not 100%.
I can get the wiki up.
I want to say they were 5s, but then again, in the early year versions, I want to say the early ones might have been 4s.
Doesn't really say. Yeah, it doesn't really say transmission package, but it's probably the first 4.
Okay. Well, those of you all watching, if any of you know the answer to that, please chime in and let us
Yeah,
know.
I can't seem to find it on the wiki.
Yeah, if you know what the transmissions were in the original first versions of the Cobras,
Well, with them being a GT car, they probably geared pretty high. But.
yeah. So
So anyway, that's how he first started out with the AC Cobra. It's a pretty iconic car.
yes, it is.
Of course, he stretched the fenders a little bit.
He made it a little bit wider, so they have a more of a wider footprint.
Mm-hmm. But all in all, he didn't change the car too much.
No, he didn't. Ran side pipes down the sides.
Just pretty much put a big V8 in it,
Now,
history was made.
Now, you guys don't see them as often because they're not quite as popular, but they do have hardtop versions of these.
Yeah.
You can order, if you're building them, you can order them in a hardtop. They have like the arrow top, like you're wanting to do on Project Void. That's how their tops are designed on these, on the hardtop versions. So, yeah. But again, not quite as popular, but you can get them that way.
He also built this in cooperation with Ford.
Yes, this is when Shelby.
This is before the GT40 also.
Yes, but this is when Shelby really came into fruition and popularity. Was when he started working with Ford and building the GT350 and the GT500s.
Ford and Shelby are separate companies, but they pretty much took production Fords. I think they got them from Ford without the engine, or they just bought them. They just bought the stock as
they were given I think base models. I'm not 100% sure on that.
With the small engine and everything like that, and then they just shoved this large engine in them.
Well, they weren't original. Shelby did not originally design these cars for street cars.
Yeah.
These were GT cars.
Yeah.
To race against the Camaros and stuff like that in the GT series. They just could not. Ford, with just their Mustang and their performance department, they could not keep up in the GT class. So they reached out to Shelby and said, hey, will you come and partner with us and build us some cars that can not only compete but dominate the GT series?
Yeah.
And he did. He came to Ford and they developed the GT350 and the GT500.
And he also started selling them to the general public.
Yes, they became so popular on the racetrack that people were begging for them in street package form.
Mm-hmm.
So then the partnership got stronger and the street package forms were born. And they are crazy expensive.
And you had to buy them directly from Shelby. Ford had nothing to do with it.
Yes.
So, but then classic, blue and white race package.
Yes.
Of course, you can get them in different
black and gold, blue and gold.
Yeah. The iconic pictures are always the street color, the actual race colors, which was white and blue.
And then, of course, the most iconic one of all time that you guys will always remember is the one Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, the newest one. The newer one.
Yes.
But it is one of the coolest Mustangs ever. I always wanted one personally.
Yes.
The fastback and everything like that.
Like I've said it before, yes, I'm primarily 100% a Chevy guy. I have had my fair share of Fords. I love my Fox body Mustangs, but I also love the early Mustangs too. Well, these preferably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would gladly own one with no problem, and I would friggin' defend it all day long. My hardcore Chevy friends would be like, dude, why? And I'd be like, why not? It's a freaking GT.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's one of the better.
It's a Shelby.
Something. Yeah, it's one of the better ones. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he didn't work with Chevy and build a freaking Shelby Camaro. I wish he did, but he didn't. He only built a Chevy or a Shelby Mustang. So I will have to, if I ever own one, I'll have to own a Ford in that area. But yeah, I don't have a problem with Ford all that much. I love my Fox body Mustangs. I've had my fair share of them. I've had a very, very quick turbo coupe 4-cylinder Thunderbird that was a fun car. So I'm not 100% against the other makers. I'm just more of a Chevy guy. That's the way we were raised. Our family has been primarily Chevy, so you know.
Anyway,
but yeah.
Back to the story. 1964. Shelby America, it says right here, became more heavily involved in the Ford's GT40 sports prototype program.
Yes.
So that's when they started developing the GT40. And the next year, in 65, they didn't do very well, and you'll see in the movie how they did in 66. I'm not going to go too far into it.
Yes.
Let's just say eventually the program became a success.
Yes.
And that's pretty much the basis of the movie.
Yes, and it also became a very popular car to where they had to start making
let's get
street versions of
let's
it.
Get pictures of those.
However,
and there's a more recent version that also became pretty popular, but even it was kind of fell short of other sports cars. But.
Yes, but however, unlike the Mustang got the Shelbys pretty much got put into production.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whereas the GTs did not.
Now,
they had them in street versions, yes.
Because they had to qualify for the racing.
Yes, but only in limited numbers.
They only had to make a certain amount, so that's how many they made, because they're expensive to build, and they sold for pretty much the same price or less than what they were built as.
Yes.
Because they're race cars, and they're expensive, and all this technology and research and development, they never get their money back. Mm-hmm. It's mostly for prestige.
Yes.
And for the race, and for the win, and for the trophy, and
it's
all publicity. It's all good for the company.
And they do that in a lot of forms of racing, believe it or not. Like with NASCAR, if you're going to switch your body styles between seasons, like say Camaro comes out with Chevy comes out with a slightly changed body style of the Camaro. And Chevy wants to use that in their next season on their car.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it has to get approved through NASCAR, and NASCAR says, okay, but you have to sell so many of these cars in production before we'll let you run that body.
Yeah, that's pretty much how some racing series go.
Yeah.
In some racing series, it's run what you brung as long as you hit these qualifications. It just depends on what type of racing you're doing.
Yeah.
With drag racing, that's what's the fun about it. You can pretty much bring anything to the track as long as it has certain displacement, certain transmission, certain size tires.
Unless you're like Pro Street, stuff like that. In those classes, it still has to resemble a production vehicle.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Back to this. The GT, like I said, the GT40, a few numbers were made. Now, the reason why Ford wanted to go up against Ferrari is because Ford tried to buy Ferrari in the early 60s.
Oh, I did not know this.
And Enzo flat out turned him down after a long negotiation. Enzo just pretty much spit in his face and say, "There's no way you're buying my company." And Ford was pissed. The CEO of Ford at the time was pissed, and the only way to spit back at him was to beat him in a race. So they started developing this car,
The GT.
and they came to Shelby to do it.
And then they freaking dominated with
And
it.
they found the best racer they could possibly do, which was Miles.
Yeah, the best driver.
The best driver, which was Ken Miles. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot his first name. But so that's the pretty much the story behind the movie, and
Yes.
you know, of course, the movie's going to be a lot more dramatized. They kind of changed the relationship between Shelby and Miles.
Yeah, because the previews that I've seen on TV, it almost looks like they're cutting up and having like a friendly,
they have
you
like
know, kind of like a friendly battle between each other, and it's like,
yeah. They were gentlemen to each other. They respected each other, and they were friends. And everybody who talks about them, you know, and I think it was Good Morning America on last Sunday had a whole thing on it. I watched that, and they're pretty much talking to the people that worked with them back then.
yeah,
I was like, no, that's not really how they were, but it makes for a good movie, and the actors Damon and Bale will make a good movie, even if it's overly dramatized, and it'll be entertaining at least.
yeah,
So they cut some things up. It's based on a true story, but it's not by the book.
well,
So-
you know, that's how it works.
That's how movies work, though.
You know,
Oh, wow.
I mean, not to get off subject, but I mean, just like, okay, another famous car, or it wasn't a car movie, it was actually a motorcycle movie, and it was about the Bonneville Salt Flats. But, World's Fastest Indian, I mean, you know, with it being a movie, it was cut up and not 100% to,
Yeah.
you know,
Actual history.
how the people truly acted. You know,
Mhm.
because in the movie he works with Mickey Thompson and all kinds of people to help get him to where he can actually run at Bonneville because they didn't want to let him and all this funky crap. But
That never happened.
I mean, you know, in real life they might have helped him and stuff, but
They wanted to.
I guarantee you it was probably a lot more difficult than they showed in the movie.
Or it could have been easier. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, it could have been either way.
Because usually you go to a race and people help you out
Yeah.
without
cool.
any argument, or they
That's
don't
what's
spit in your
cool-
face,
that's
or they
what's
don't.
cool about car people.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like people want to race you.
yeah,
That's why they're there. They're there to race people.
yeah. Friendly
If they have to help you,
competition.
if they have to help you fix your car to get you in the race to prove that they're better than you, they're going to do it.
Yeah,
They want to. Most competitive racers want to race against a healthy car.
yeah, and the good stand-up ones will actually help you, not try to sabotage you.
Yeah. They won't be like, "Hey, you got a broken car. That's your problem, not mine." Yeah, they won't do that.
Or they won't come over and say, "Yeah, I'll help you," and then
Yeah.
screw up your shit.
Yeah. But
You know, there's not very many of those type of guys out there. Normally, most of the car guys are stand-up, and they'll be like, "Yeah, man, no problem. I'll help you out." But yeah, the GT, they did come out with a newer version of it a
yeah,
couple years
I mean,
ago,
I think-
but
what year was it?
2000 something, I don't remember. But they brought it back.
2004.
Yeah,
That's a replica, though. Never mind. But they brought it back. and
Ford brought it back. I think it was like for an anniversary thing or something. I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
100% sure.
But
uh,
it fell short of other sports cars and stuff like that. So again, they didn't sell it. There's a limited
It
run
was-
anyway.
yeah,
they
it
didn't
was-
sell too many of
Yeah,
them.
it was a limited run.
Again,
and-
it was for prestige and publicity. And
Yeah,
other
and those actually, they don't bring as much. I mean, they bring good money, at, like Barrett Jackson and stuff, but not anywhere close to what the original ones do. You know, the original ones will bring huge money, but the newer versions are kind of, Yeah, but I wouldn't mind having one. Slap some twin turbos on it. And see
Yeah, you
what
could probably
happens.
make them crazy. You can probably there's some small aftermarket maybe for them, but I doubt it.
Yeah. I mean,
But
they're already cool and fast, but you slap a couple of put some twin turbos on there and really let it eat and see what happens. Or a twin turbo freaking Coyote motor would be badass and back into one of those. Just saying.
Here's some of the other actors. Maybe you guys know some of them.
I can't. Yeah. Those were some small pictures, so I can't. Yeah.
It's the movie's an hour and 50 minutes. Close to $100 million to spend on the movie, so things should be pretty graphically entertaining. This was made in old movie style. A lot of old movie tricks were used. It's more of a classic type movie. It's not going to be one of your. It's not going to be an action movie. It's not going to. It's a lot of talking, a lot of drama. Even though they say that the racing angles and stuff like when they are showing racing, it's in car. It's a lot of engine sounds, a lot of things going on.
Sorry, I'm having one of my yawning attacks right now, and I can't. I don't know why. It just keeps coming.
But yeah, that's pretty much. Pretty much it for the movie and the history or anything like that. If anybody has any
Shelby pretty much kept having a partnership with Ford all the way up until he passed. I mean, he was still making.
He still makes. Shelby. You can still buy a Shelby, the new Shelby today.
Yeah,
they have the Super Snakes.
There's Shelby Super Snakes, and they're still producing brand new ones. When he when he passed, they had a full factory.
Yeah.
And they still do. So they get their cars from Ford and they build brand new Shelby Mustangs still. Yeah. And you can also, if you have a Mustang but it's not a Shelby and you want it to be a Shelby, you can also take it to them and they will convert it for you. Yeah. It will cost a pretty penny. But they will do it for you.
And it's a family company still.
Yes.
It's still run by a Shelby.
Yes.
His grandson, I forget his first name, but
yeah.
It's still a family company. It's not a big corporation. It's not bought out by Ford. It's still private, and it's a good American company to spend your money on. So that's always great. America first kind of thing.
Yep.
So
they're keeping the Shelby name alive, and they're gonna keep popping out the GT 350s and the GT 500s. So that's pretty cool too.
So that's pretty much it.
45 minutes today, and we have officially, I believe, ran out of stuff to talk about. So we're just gonna sit here and go free for all, I guess, and see what we can come up with. Unless you guys want to start talking, tell us about your projects, ask us some questions if you want. Whatever you want to, whatever you want to know, whatever you want to talk about.
I can talk about space.
No.
I can talk about that. I can talk about SpaceX again. But yeah, that's totally other things.
That's way far other things. Let's see, what else is there we can talk about that's other things, besides being disappointed in the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, they can talk about that. I mean, it was a close game last week, but...
Yeah, not so much disappointed in the whole team, just disappointed in a decision and a
the kicking team failed us. Mostly the holder or the hiker, not sure which right now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was a shit show there at the end.
Yeah,
they made a lot of mistakes that shouldn't have been made, but hopefully if they can clean up their penalties and do better this week, I think they're...
First game of Mahomes back off the injury
Well, they have Monday Night
list.
Football this week, right? In Mexico? I believe I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody?
I know there's people watching right now that watch football. Anybody?
They'll get to us.
Are we on Sunday or are we on Monday Night Football?
I think we're on Monday Night Football in Mexico.
Feel free to text in and...
I could be wrong.
And tell us the things.
But anyway, yeah, hopefully...
We'll wait.
Hopefully.
Anyway, we'll keep going. We can see our screen if you chime in and let us know. Anyway. But, yeah.
So that should be okay this week.
I
As
hope.
long as they clean up their act.
Like
Should
I
be fine.
said, it was Mahomes' first freaking game back after being injured,
And it
it
wasn't-
was a literally
But he
a
didn't. He
shit
didn't have any,
show.
Mahomes didn't have any problems. The offense didn't have any problems. It was the defense. It was the kicking team was on shaky ground. They missed the kick early in the game, and then the holder and the hiker had a miscommunication. Something happened, and they screwed up the last points of the game.
Okay, so are we
If we
gonna,
got those last 3 points in the game, we would have bridged the gap. They cut the touchdown at the end wouldn't have mattered. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
Monday night Chiefs game. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I was right. Yay.
Yay, Monday night.
Yay for me.
Okay. But yeah. What was I gonna say?
And now for coming up, and we've talked about it in the video Wednesday, but we could talk about what's coming up next on the projects.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Lots of
We're going to
things.
concentrate on Darksin a lot. We might pepper in my car a little bit. I think we've already talked about this before, but we'll reiterate.
Yeah, we might. Yeah.
We might pepper my car in a little bit as I get spare money, which I doubt I'll get.
Right
Anytime
off
soon.
hand. But yeah, right now it's all primary focus is on Darksin and getting it up, running, moving,
Getting the
driving.
engine compartment, undercarriage, and interior
Yes.
done, probably in that order.
Yes. I only have a couple more small parts to order for the internal of the motor, so we'll be able to at least hopefully get started on the long block pretty soon. Only thing I seriously need to look into still, I gotta call around to some new machine shops and find out how much it's gonna cost to have the crank turned or
Yeah.
polished. It shouldn't be that much because it's not like they're polishing out like deep grooves or anything. It's basically just doing a quick surface polish to all the journals to clean them up real good.
Yeah.
Polish them up so the bearings are,
Then we got to change the cam bearings in the block.
yeah. We didn't do that before, so we do need to change out the cam bearings this time too.
Since we're going to run it with nitrous.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and change the cam bearings out, get the crank polished, and then that's basically it on the long block. Then we can,
Slap it together.
yeah, we can start putting it back together.
Do some light machining on the heads.
Yes.
With a cord and polish.
And if any of you watching this, feel free to leave us a comment or something in the bottom if you have one or know somebody that does. I am looking for a used Edelbrock Victor. Yeah, I thought I saw a thing down here,
Yeah,
and then it changed again.
Our
and
stream health went down.
it went
There, it's jumped back up. There we go.
Okay.
It just had.
yeah,
Sorry, our connection had a hiccup there. It
Yes.
should come back here in a second
Yeah,
after we get past the delay.
yeah.
Let us know if you see us, if we're transmitting fine again,
Yeah,
because our bit rate's back up. It'll just take a second
yeah.
for the.
There
we go.
we go.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
smooth back out.
Okay, yeah. I'm not sure of how much of that you guys caught because of the glitch, so I'll just say it again one more time. I am looking for a used Edelbrock Victor Jr. intake manifold for a small block Chevy with standard bolt design, not Vortex design.
There we go.
Okay?
Very important.
Trying to save a little bit of money because a brand new one is right around $300, so I'm trying to find a used one. If it needs to be cleaned up and repainted, that's fine as long as it's not pitted and it's not warped.
Yeah.
Hit me up. I'll even friggin' trade you my other intake manifold for it, or my intake manifold and carburetor together for it. I don't care. I just need a Victor Jr. intake manifold. So if any of you guys have one or know somebody that does, find a way to let us know through a comment on this or a message through Messenger or whatever, hit us up. Okay?
Yeah. Finish the ink compartment. Get the stuff to fix the floor, and put all the treatments down on it. Put the inside it out.
Yeah.
And then
Not doing anything but the transmission, just cleaning it up, fresh coat of paint on the outside of it, and
degrease everything.
and changing the torque converter. That's it.
And just slap it all together, put it back in the car, get the interior in, get it up, get everything wired up, turn the key, and
Yep.
wheels and tires. Get the wheels powder coated, tires on, turn the key, start it up, drive away.
Yeah, and then possibly if
in a cloud of smoke of rubber and excitement.
Yes, and if at all possible, if we can afford it and have the time, it will get primer slapped on it, but if not, it will at a later date. But we will see. Right now we're focused on getting it running and driving. Once that's done, if we have the time to do the primer on it, then we will. If not, the primer will wait until we are moved to the new location.
We'll still do some body work and patch things up and get things straightened out and kind of mess around with things. Just
if anything, it might look like a spotted cow for a little while because of sanding out the bad spots.
It'll be a cow camino.
Yeah, a cow camino. It'll have little primer patches here and there. Just to keep it from rusting.
I don't know why that's amusing to me. It shouldn't be. It's not that funny.
Cal Camino.
But anyway.
Yeah. But yeah.
Because it kind of sounds like L.
Yeah, it rhymes. So it's like Don't turn it into a thing, guys. Don't start. Don't start nicknaming it and changing it to Cal Camino. That
Too
would
late.
be bad. Yeah.
Too late. We're gonna.
It's Stark Sin, not Cal Camino.
Only temporarily.
Yeah. But yeah. So. Oh.
And then
you are back. Okay.
Yeah, I already caught that.
Okay.
You're behind the times. And then first thing, things that coming up on Void are shocks, tires, and
we're basically
limited slip differential.
Yeah.
We're gonna put torsion 2 center in the rear pumpkin because it only has a rear pumpkin. I don't know why I said rear. I don't know why I specified rear.
Basically, what we're doing with Void when we work on it, like Liam was telling me the other day, basically we're getting it ready for next race season.
Yeah, and we're gonna completely change the exhaust.
Again?
Yeah, we're getting full header, cat back, everything. Our header and header back. We're gonna change the whole thing.
Okay, so
we're gonna buy a new one.
Okay, so the one that we custom built will now be for sale.
If anybody wants that, I mean,
I like it. I mean, it sounds good.
It's cheap parts, but
I mean, hey, if any of
the new one will sound beefier and better.
Yes.
So.
Is it going to be straight piped, can muffler? What?
It's gonna be a straight system, dual exhaust, dual outlet straight system. It'd be single in, dual out.
Is it going to
be custom made
is
for?
Is it Borla? Magnaflow?
I think it's a Magnaflow dual system, or Borla. It's the Borla dual system.
Yeah, the Borla one sounds amazing.
Yeah,
we watched that video.
Yeah.
It has a nice.
That's the one I'm going for. And of course, camber kit, polyurethane bushings all the way around the suspension.
Yeah. Pretty
much all I can do under SCCA rules for the SRT class.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get it ready for that, so at least I get some track time.
Yes.
And then after that, we're going to go crazy. I'm going to at least hold on to that for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And we still got to change the transmission. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
We're going to switch out the automatic for a manual. Because I can do that under SCCA rules, and we're going to wire in a computer on a parallel system. So we're going to have, computer. We're going to have
tunability.
We're going to have the stock and a aftermarket ECU.
Basically a piggyback system.
Piggyback system running side by side Might have to duplicate some sensors, and like the
Do some repainting.
yeah, we might have to have two sensors on a few things, because they don't allow you to split wires
Yeah.
in SCCA rules. You can run parallel, but you can't split.
Okay.
So the stock computer is going to be running the VBT and all the other stuff, but the new ECU is going to be running the fuel injection,
Mm-hmm.
the injectors. You know, it's going to pretty much be changing.
Now, my question, since you brought that up just now, the injectors.
Mhm.
Are we going to be changing anything like that since we're changing the computer? Are we going to be putting bigger injectors in it, smaller
No,
injectors? Are we going to be changing the throttle body at all to a bigger throttle body?
No,
Stay in
the
stock?
The stock. We might replace the injectors
Okay.
just to put in new ones because they're probably the originals.
Oh yeah.
We'll
Get
probably
better
but we're going to
ones
stay
so
stock.
you're getting better air fuel. Yeah.
We're going to stay stock because they're good for another 40 horsepower, and I doubt we're going to get it out of the stock engine.
Okay. What
Even with the
what
ECU.
about performance fluids? Are we allowed to run any performance fluids like Royal Purple or?
Yeah, you can run
Or-
pretty much any oil and anything else like
Okay.
that. You just have to use pump gas.
Okay. Pump gas, no race fuel, no E85.
No EG5. I have to use. You can't change that much in the engine or anything like that. So.
Okay. Okay.
So that's pretty much that. That's the goal for the end of this year,
Mhm.
and maybe go into January.
Yeah, because we're wanting to start in not just only giving you guys the working videos. We really want to start giving you guys racing videos. And
Yeah.
Williams' car is the closest and probably the easiest right now to get to that
To that point. Yeah.
point in the stage. So we're going to try to get you guys some good racing going on next season.
Yeah.
Some good
Autocross.
racing videos, so that should be fun.
And of course, Darkson's not gonna be too far behind.
No. Yeah.
It
the
actually
pl-
might get done about the same time.
Yeah, if things go to plan, spread the word for us, guys. My bike, or as you guys know her as Side Chick, has now been up for sale for about a week on Facebook Marketplace, locally here in the Phoenix Valley. I changed the price again this morning, and she is now 7th bike. So it is
Sorry, we had a glitch there.
but yeah, the motor was rebuilt shortly after I got the bike from the Harley dealership that I got it from, under warranty, because it had a small oil leak from one of the head gaskets. Well, Harley don't do stuff half-assed when it comes to their insurance and warranty work. They literally, instead of just replacing the bad gasket, they refreshened the whole motor, changed all the gaskets, changed out the rings. Refreshed up the whole motor. So, and I don't ride it all that much, so the bike is pretty much drivetrain wise like a brand new bike.
Yeah.
So, for the price that I'm selling it for and what's done, and I have literally every receipt document since day one of getting that bike, from every part that's been put on it and everything else. So,
Sorry, I kicked you.
so anywho, yeah, spread the word out there, guys. If you're interested in the bike, leave it also in a comment or find out other ways to contact us, because as you know, all of our other social media links are all over this, all over our channel. So
Yeah, speaking of social media, make sure to share our social media. Please sign up for Discord. Nobody's come on to that yet.
yeah,
So we can start a community up. So download the app, download the program for your computer. It's not that hard. It's easy to use. It takes you through it step by step. It's just a good way for us to communicate.
And
at some point we can have guests, verbal, through voice communication. We're gonna have to get headphones for that, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, we'll be able to bring you on the channel as a guest and talk, about your projects or our projects, or even future people that we would like to collab with could even come in and join in on Discord with us too at some point down the road. But
so check out the links down below, and share them. Help us out.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered.
Yeah, we're pretty much done for the day.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it.
We love all your guys' support. We really do. Keep supporting our channel. Keep supporting our videos. It means so much to us. Keep building our channel. It's just going to keep getting better from here. We're slow burning, slow climbing, but just, keep watching, stay with us, and support us. And the projects are going to speed up, we swear. And we will see you guys Wednesday. Make sure you watch the whole entire video this Wednesday. It is worth it all the way through. The little surprises and stuff you get halfway through and at the end that helped motivate us even more with the car.
Yeah, we put a lot of work into it.
It's going to motivate you guys too and get you guys excited. So please don't skip the video. Don't watch half of it. Please watch the whole thing. It is worth the watch. Okay? We will see you guys then, and then we will also see you guys next Saturday, hopefully. We need to give them that info too because your work schedule.
Well, my work schedule, we might have to change this from week to week, but if my work follows the promise that they made we should be fine for next week, but we'll see.
Okay.
All right.
If it has to switch times or days, we will let you know ahead of time. So, okay?
All right, thanks for coming out. He's Big D, I'm Liam, and
we're out.